Pulling up, shut it down when I'm pulling up. Come around when I'm pulling up.
Hey, bro, they say we live, man.
Hey, it's a beautiful feeling, bro.
A beautiful day. Destined by Design podcast.
Man.
Back again for another episode.
Blessed.
Hey, blessed to be here.
Hey,
first of all, we want to thank all the subscribers for tuning in.
Facts.
Hey, trust and believe. We don't say this for lightly, man. Like, we are nothing without y'all. We appreciate y'all subscribing and tuning into the channel. Just kind of blessing us, man. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe, to like the channel, man. So, hey, 100%, we definitely blessed.
Hey, man, you know, it's crazy. Like, I hit you a couple of days ago. I said, bro, I don't think we realize who all listening.
Nah.
You feel what I'm saying? I got an interesting mandatory phone call I had to respond to the other day. I got a text message. Somebody was looking for me, and I didn't even realize our old supervisor, he had been tuning in. And I was like, you listening? He said, hell yeah, I'm listening. I was like, whoa. That's why I text you like, yo. You never know who's listening, but like you said, bro, we're nothing without them. Tell your friends, man, listen, let your family listen to it. Co-workers, man, we just trying to get this message across, man. Just some positive brothers trying to do something different. You feel me?
That's really all it is. Honestly, we appreciate y'all, man, for sure. Destined by Design, the podcast, man. Trust me, man. The merchandise coming out.
Website.
The website coming.
Yeah, more social media links.
Yeah.
Hey, we on.
All that.
But it's crazy, bro. We back here, man. And, you know, we've been kind of like in our own worlds trying to figure out what's next.
Yeah.
And one thing people kept saying, they want a part 2 of What's Your Why.
They had to.
It is crazy because, you know, we touched certain things, but we didn't go deeper in the surface. I think sometimes, you know, we're learning as we're going. We're trying to protect ourselves, but we're also trying to protect the ones that's been around with us from the beginning. But like we said from the jump, this is not going to be scripted. Can't be. And you know me, love me, hate me. At the end of the day, the truth going to be known. You feel me? So I'm cool with that part 2 of What's Your Why. And there's no better time like the present, you know. Just thinking about it as we talked the other day, just processing everything. What more could we say? And when you think about things like that, bro, like I really like chimed in and really got to myself and processed a lot. And people have to understand, you know, everybody has a reason why they do what they do.
Yeah.
And for me, people have no idea. And I told you the other day, man, people be like, yo, why do you work so much? And I was like, that shit keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
You feel me? And when you know, I was blessed to have both parents in the household. But, you know, on the financial side, I seen a lot of, you know, struggle. And it just makes you want more in life. You feel me? And on the flip side of that, you know, it's just you have just a bigger aspiration to do better. Yeah. You want to do more for the ones that did more for you, that sacrificed everything for you. Yeah. And I said in the last one, man, how can I be mediocre and half-ass anything for the ones that damn near, you know, gave it they all for us to, I mean, my parents ain't have money. Without football, if I didn't have a football scholarship, bro, I couldn't really pay for college. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have that opportunity. Like my parents could just write a check. Yeah. You know, and it's just crazy. Like my last year, you know, of college, I didn't even play football. I walked away from the game and I watched them go from bank to bank to get loans to, you know, to see that vision through. Because that's how much they believed in me. Right. You feel what I'm saying?
I do.
So the reason why I do go hard is because I seen them sacrifice everything for me. But people have to understand, bro, like, you know, just on the flip side of everything, bro, like when you've dealt with rejection and you dealt with people counting you out, family, friends, co-workers, teachers, professors, people see you in one way. So when you dealt with all those different type of things, it make you go harder.
Gotcha.
And I mean, you know, it is what it is. I've been rejected by family. You know, they say I end up like my uncles. And there's no disrespect to them, but, you know, most of their life was behind bars. They've dealt with drugs and, you know, selling and robbing and all that type of thing. That's for another day. But when you got that type of persona over you, people going to quickly count you out just because they see the same behaviors that you got in them. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was acting like them. But when you've been rejected, man, and it just makes you go harder. Yeah. And it comes from the people that, you know, that you would least expect. You know what I'm saying? For the longest time, other than my father, I really didn't trust men. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like they just used us. And coming from a sports side of things, I felt like you give this person your all and you work hard at one thing and they just abandon you. You know what I'm saying? They bounce from you. It's just different. Like they just use you for your skill.
Yeah.
And a lot of college cats, high school cats have to realize have plan A, B, and C, because what happens, you know what I'm saying, if sports don't work out. Because at the end of the day, they just using you to win a game. But you have to be able to market yourself. So I think a lot of times with me dealing with sport, I only had one real coach I really connected to, and that's my man, Coach Carter. You know, he was a father, he was an uncle type feel. Like he really taught us more than just sports. It was a family. You feel me?
Right.
So when you deal with rejection, bro, like, and it comes from all forms of just anywhere from the sport world, family, it makes you really kind of like second guess a lot. But it also makes you hungry more.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think for me, man, when you've been through rejection, you failed so many times, bro, like it come a time where you just got to be like, yo, I can't go through this shit no more. I got to lock in.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think it just comes a time, like at the end of the day, I'm not blaming nobody else for my failures. It comes down, it's me.
It's accountability.
Facts, bro.
It's accountability, man. And not to cut you off, man, but for me, it's crazy when you talk about what's your why. Last episode, I kind of unboxed some stuff.
Facts.
I touched on it, but I didn't want to get too deep on it. And a lot of times, you know, when we're telling our personal story, a lot of times you tend to pull back because you don't want to offend anybody.
That's what I'm saying. You feel me?
And at the end of the day, man, I spoke to the most beautiful woman in the world, man. Her name is Michelle Lyde, and she told me, boy, you better tell your story. I'm not ashamed of my story, so tell it.
You got to check.
And so at the end of the day, man, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe anymore, man,
Facts.
because you got to understand that a lot of people are attached to your why.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people. Ultimately, you are responsible for how your life turns out, but a lot of people are attached to your why.
Most definitely.
I think the one thing that people probably caught on from the last episode is when I made the comment that my mother was not a part of my life.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
My mother was addicted to drugs. Cool. My mother was also abused terribly.
Okay.
In front of me and my brother. My mother was also rejected by her own family.
You
know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, bro. Yeah.
You know, my mother is someone who has battled trauma and abuse on all forms. Mental abuse, physical abuse, all kinds of abuse that you could ever think of, emotional abuse, and had to deal with all kind of trauma. This is a woman that's battled back, and I've seen her battle back. Mm-hmm. So she's a huge part of my story and a huge part of why I do what I do. I said it in the beginning, man. Family is extremely important for me. Mm-hmm. Every part of my family. I don't give a damn. The thing about me is that I remember everything. It's part of my gift and my curse.
Facts.
And so as much as I love my family, I do know who my family is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the thing is, I always tell people, I thank God I got a forgiving heart. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I thank God I got a forgiving heart because he told me that everything that I put you through, trust me, none of it will be put to waste. You're going to use that. Mm-hmm. You're going to use that. And so for anybody that's had issues in their family, feelings of abandonment, feelings of feeling like people really don't want you, feeling like being pushed to the side or anything like that, trust and believe me, you're going to use that. When I do what I do, when I work with kids, it's all love.
Facts.
It's all love. And I treat them like family.
Facts.
And a lot of people, you know, will say, man, you getting a little too close to them kids, bro. That's because my heart is with them. You know, I don't have to take too long to be with a kid to actually feel something for them, to want them to do better. Mm-hmm. And that really just stems from, again, my values, bro. I value family, man. I cannot express that enough. I seriously value family. And so when I'm meeting these young men and I see that they're struggling and I see that they're missing something, I got to be the one to fill the gap.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I step in the gap. And I always tell my boys, bro, I'm not trying to be your father. Hell, at the end of the day, it's more of a father than you probably have, but I'm not trying to be that. But
Facts.
trust and believe that somebody loves you, somebody's caring for you, bro. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, man, there's a lot of people that's going to be in your way and tell you how you doing it is wrong and you should do it this way. Hey, trust me, when you know that your why is so much greater than people's opinions, you don't give a damn.
Facts.
You start to realize that there's no man, woman, or devil in hell that can stop you from being successful and doing what you do. Why I do what do what I do with these kids, far beyond a dollar amount.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? The thing that's great about me is that me chasing my dreams and chasing the money is not mutually exclusive. They coincide with one another. They go. I make great money and I do what I love. Not a lot of people can say they do that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can say they do that. And I think a lot of people tend to confuse what they do with what's their why.
Okay.
What you do is your occupation. Okay? You're never going to be feeling fulfilled unless you actually find out what you're passionate about. I'll give you an example. You can be the best secretary in the world. But is that your passion? Is that your passion? Nah, because you're thinking, okay, I can do X, Y, and Z well. I can multitask well, and you know I'm pretty organized, and I can keep an organization running smoothly. And you thinking that you found your passion because you make over $100K. Nah, not at all. It could just be the fact that hey, you might need to use your experience, your knowledge, and your skills. Hey, you might be a manager. You might be selling yourself a little bit short.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to recognize that. You know what I mean? And so really finding your why, man, like you really got to take time to yourself and figure out what am I really good at? What am I passionate about? And it's no knock. It ain't no knock on anybody that loves to be a secretary. We're not knocking that. But at the end of the day, when you go to bed at night, can you honestly say that you're happy? That's what it's about. That's at the end of the day, that's all it's about. Laying your head on that pillow and saying, I'm satisfied with how today went. I'm satisfied with everything I gave.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Another example, I don't give a damn if you are a mechanic working in oil every day. But if that's your passion, then cool. But if your why is your family and your why is spending time with your family, but you're a mechanic, cool. You can pull passion from anything that you do. You could even, it's all about the mindset, because you could be working in oil, but then you was like, you know what? I'm a family man, so what I'm going to do on this car, I'm going to work my damn hardest on this car just to make sure that this person, this man or woman, gets back to their family.
Facts.
Your why, a lot of times, is not about you, bro. A lot of people confuse it because it's selfishness.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Most definitely, bro. Damn. I mean, I knew you.
Yeah.
You know, we've been around each other for a long time, but I've never really heard you speak on it. You feel me? And it's crazy because, like you said, our why, like a lot of people are responsible for it. I lost my why for a long time, I can honestly say, because like you said, you get real selfish. Me. I. You feel me? You can get so stuck on yourself, and it's crazy. My brother E tell me all the time, bro, like, you know, you could be your own gift and your own curse.
Word.
You feel me? And when your ego is up here, something can really bring you back down here.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And for the longest, I was smelling myself.
We do tend to do that, man.
And like I said, I lost my why. And I spoke on this like the first episode, bro, and it's crazy because you know the backstory. You know a lot. During that time, you know, when my grandma was really sick, Miss Helen, you know, Grandma Helen, the last conversation we had with each other, she looked at me and just said, I want the world, and I think I told you this.
Yeah.
I want the world to start seeing who I see. And it was crazy because before, you know, she started getting sick, I didn't pay attention to what she mean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I really struggled with it. Like, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
But that's because I was in my own world. You know, I had everything figured out, you know. I thought I did, at least.
Yeah.
Up until she got sick, and then, you know, I was going, you know, I mean, it ain't no secret, you know, I was going to the divorce and everything. I really found out, like, when I really started self-checking myself and looking at myself, bro, you really lost it. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, like, I think in the last podcast I said, like, up until like the last 2 years, I've really been like locked in and chimed in. But it took me losing her to really start to understand like what really is my why. And
it is amazing how you have to lose something in order to really come back down to reality. And like you were saying, it's a self-checking, it's a self-evaluation, a self-examination to really strip yourself down of all the bull that you done built up in your life, a facade that you put on in front of the people for the world.
And that's the thing, bro. And I had this big perception in front of the, the social media world that everything was all right, but I was broken inside, dog.
Fact.
You know, I really didn't even like who I was becoming.
You know what's crazy, man, is a part of your why that a lot of people have to realize is authenticity.
Facts.
The invention of social media has really disconnected people from what's real and what's fake. So like you saying, you in total turmoil.
Yeah.
But on platforms, social medias, everything is peachy.
I'm smiling. I'm at work. Everybody's like, this boy good. Bro, I hated myself in 2019 on some real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you seen it. Like we talked, me, you, brother L, we talked. I had became something that I refused, as a youngin' that I didn't want to become. I started seeing me spiraling down. When you lose, certain people in your life, I lost my grandma. I was going through divorce, and that shit was all my fault. I would never, like I told you, I'll never play the blame game. That shit on me. You feel me? But sometimes, like you say, it's crazy how you have to lose something to understand you got to get your shit together.
Yeah.
But I think I wouldn't change it for nothing, because without it, this wouldn't be right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who I am now, who I'm trying to become, where I'm trying to go, I wouldn't even be paying attention to it. I wouldn't even dial into it if I didn't lose that. You know what I'm saying? I always say, bro, like my biggest success comes from my grandma. And it's sad that she's not going to be able to see it, but she's going to see it. She's just in a heavy place with it. But I just always wanted her to be there, you know what I'm saying, when the things, kick off. You feel me? But it's a blessing, bro. Because honestly, honestly, like where we are right now, I wasn't there 2 years ago.
Nah, you wasn't ready for it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You weren't ready for it. And honestly, bro, neither was I.
You see what I'm saying?
Neither was I. We had to really get to a point of peace. And before you can even have peace, you have to have pain. Pain is a precursor to anything good. You got to go through it.
And that's what I'm saying, the rejection part, the failure. You know what I'm saying? Not getting certain opportunities that I thought I deserved, financially not getting it. So I feel like I had to work harder. I started realizing until I figure out where I want to go and dealing with myself, I can't even focus on my why. And that's the problem. You don't want to jump steps.
Yeah.
You don't want to skip steps. I say it all the time on here. Like, bro, I think people forget, until you have a solid foundation, it's hard to build them layers, bro.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And
people try to rush the process, not trust the process. And that's the issue.
And that's the thing. But I continue to say this, and I know we talk about it all the time. It is okay to fail.
Gotta be.
Stop thinking like, just because I lost one time, it's over.
Yeah.
Do you think these rich Bill Gates, all these Steve Jobs, all these important figures, you think they won every time? Hell nah. It took a loss. These jokers, some of these dudes even turned on their own friends to get ahead. And I'm not saying do that, but sometimes you're going to have to check your circle too.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So, you have to realize where you're trying to go. Everybody's not going to go.
Yeah.
And everybody's not going to understand your why.
Yeah.
Everybody's not going to respect your why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you have to realize it get lonely as you make your way to the top.
I was telling my brother that, man. I was telling my brother, once you get to the top, the people that you thought that was going to be with you, that said they'll never leave you, never abandon you, you make a name out of yourself. You do something that they're not doing. I was on the phone with my cousin the other night, and he said some shit that I say all the time. Most people, and you'll find out who's your best friends or who's your real friends, rather, let you get something that they don't have. Let you be doing better than them, because I'm a firm believer that people don't necessarily want to see you do bad, but they definitely don't want to see you doing better.
Bingo.
better than them.
Bingo.
That's a fact.
Bingo.
Because if you get $1 million, as long as they got $1,000,001, they straight.
See what I'm saying?
But let them have $1 less at the end
It's
of the
an
day.
issue.
I think that's another topic for another time.
But
I swear to God.
But I'm glad you hit on it.
Yeah.
And you have to understand, you know, I just said this last night. You got to keep your grass cut. Because I'm telling you, I don't even want to go there, but you will have snakes close.
Absolutely.
To see your downfall.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll be the people closest to you. You feel what I'm saying? So I just don't want to get off topic. Like you said, that's another topic for another day. And it is. I can't wait for that one. But you just got to, you know, you have to realize, man, like your why, it comes from it ain't all about just, you know, the struggle. It ain't all about just you failed in a relationship. You failed at you know what I'm saying, your job. You failed at this, or you have to lose anybody. You feel what I'm saying? But you have to understand sometimes that until you find it, you can be just repeating the same circles.
Yeah, you're going to be walking in a circle. And then you're going to look up one day, and then you're going to really be upset with yourself because you're truly not going to be happy with anything that you put together. And I kid you not, all the money in the world, and you will not be happy.
And it is crazy, bro. Like, people really feel like if I make that 6 figures, I'm cool. But you don't realize more money, more drama.
But you know what's crazy, though, is when you would finally find out your why, you really figure out how you're going to measure your success. If you're only about money, if your why and your sole goal in life is to not be poor or to be wealthy, then yeah, that dollar amount matters to you. But a lot of people say, yo, I'm big on family, but you won't spare $1. Or anytime anybody asks you for money, you got a problem with it. And I get it. You can't save everybody.
Nah.
You cannot save everybody. So
it ain't your job to.
So I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, you can't say one thing and do another. It goes back to what I was saying, and it may not have been to you, it may have been somebody else, but I was like, we got to really start walking the walk and talking the talk, man.
We talked about that.
We did.
Yeah, it's in the future. It's in the future. They'll hear it soon. They'll hear it soon.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's just super important, man, just to kind of like know your why, because at the end of the day, happiness, you have to define it. But when you find your why, that's when you'll be able to measure what happy is.
And it's crazy that you said that, bro. Because like you said, we talked about this, and like you said, when you're doing something that you really want to do, and it's not about the dollar, it's not about the title, but when you're doing what you really want to do, and that's your passion, you're gonna go hard for it. So you understand, you know, you're not gonna half-ass it. You feel me? And like you said, in the field we're in, we've been there before. So it would be foolish of us to not give these young people some type of guidance, some type of gym. You feel me? And I told you for the longest, man, like I remember when we was working together and, you know what I'm saying, a little group home, it felt like that we was losing our, you know what I'm saying, our fire just because we was dealing with the politics. You feel me? So sometimes you have to remember, it's not about, you have to let that go and remember what we really here for. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But people have to realize, once you find your motivation, nothing stops you.
Can't.
You feel me? But you just have to make sure once you get it, don't lose it, because you feel like you done arrived. And I've been there. I feel like my ass done arrived, and I forgot about all the ones and everything that got me here.
Right.
You feel me? I thought my ass was up here. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got to worry about that.
Right.
But that was selfish of me. You feel me? And like I told you, sometimes your ass has to get brought back down here to remind you, hey, you could get here, but I can also show you how I feel to be down here.
Absolutely.
And that's cool, though, because that's just my journey.
It is.
I'm not going to change it for anything. You feel me?
I don't think a lot of people understand when you say that failure is not an option. It's not to say that failure has never been a thing in your life. Like you were saying earlier, you have to fail.
Yeah.
But you have to fail in order to finally appreciate and understand that after all I've been through, now failure is not an option.
And that's the thing. I'm not hearing, nobody's going to tell me no more.
Yeah.
You feel me? I told you that. No, I'm not going to hear no more. I'm going to keep knocking until I get that yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because one man says no, don't mean the next one will say.
But it really just goes back to what I was saying, man. Once you know your why, you're not going to let any man, woman, or devil in hell tell you what is not yours, because at the end of the day, it's been destined by design, by God. Your story's already written. You're not going to allow anybody. Once you know your why, then you become dogmatic about it. You become passionate about it.
And that's the crazy. I'm glad you said it. When you find your why, you become so much more determined.
Right.
You feel me? It's just a different spark in you that just, it refuses to, like, you refuse to lose it, bro.
And people will mistake your enthusiasm and your why and your drive and your passion for arrogance and cockiness. But they don't understand. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that I know who I am, first of all, where I'm going, and most importantly, why I do what I do.
And that's the thing, bro. Once you figure those things out, you have to change a little bit how you was moving.
Yeah.
You have to.
That's growth.
That's
natural.
It's just growth. It's natural. So if you're trying to become a boss, remember we talked about this. We got to start making decisions like a boss. I can't give you everything, but I can show you how to get there.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's just that's all a part of the journey, though.
Yeah.
You finding your why. You know what I'm saying? You're figuring out how to move properly. You're determined now. You getting it there. Now you got to figure out, okay, how can I help the next person? I'm not trying to give it to them, but let me just put them in positions so at least they can understand and figure out what they want to do and see if they can figure out their why.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
you're passing the buck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing it comes down to, bro. And you know, like you said, bro, I'm always say it, bro. I'm never gonna lose the slogan. Failure is not an option, dog. You know, we've been through too much. We're back stronger than ever. You know, the family, we understand family is very important, and we'll do anything for our mothers. You know what I'm saying? We will do anything. Even when we know we're doing too much.
For sure.
We're going to do anything because we've seen what they did for us.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's just a different connection. It's a different love, you know, and it's crazy, bro, because it's nothing that, you know, I told you, it's nothing I wouldn't do to put a smile on my mother and father's face. You feel me?
Yeah.
So as I grow, that's their seed growing. You know what I'm saying? So that makes me want to even go harder. You feel me? You know, you know what I'm saying? Your child is doing what you gave up for them to do.
Yeah.
And I see my parents give up a lot to get me through school. You feel me? So it's just, it's a beautiful thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was just more determined than ever. Mm-hmm. And anybody that's listening to this, please just think about this. When you got some time to yourself, what really is my why? You know what I'm saying?
Ask yourself. You
know what I'm saying? What really can I do better? You feel me? What can I really, what am I lacking? Why am I not getting it? Why am I not going next level? Why do I feel like I'm still repeating the same circle? Why does it feel like I'm still, where I was 5 years ago? It's time to start asking yourself those questions.
Hard questions.
You know what I'm saying? The hard questions. Why in my relationship we still stagnant? You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself, because it can't just be her. It can't just be his fault. What are you doing? You feel me? And that's, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of you that you have to figure out. And people have to realize that it all starts and ends with you.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, just understand and figure out what is your why. Because the one thing I will tell you, to lose somebody to figure it out, it's a hard pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying? It took me a long time, dog, to actually be like, what does she mean? She want me to show the world who she sees. And now figuring it out, I'm behind. I've been behind for a long time. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
time to catch up, man.
It's time to catch up.
For sure.
And bro, we on.
We on.
I told you, they ain't seen nothing yet.
Nah.
And it's crazy because I'm proud of you, bro. Like, you went somewhere and I was trying, like we talked earlier, I was like, yo, you know what you're going to say. Say it, you know, because you don't know who listening.
Hey, I don't know who listening, but I'll tell you one thing, big bro. Nobody's safe. That's a fact.
Hey, and before we go, I'm going to say, and we're going to always end with it. Failure is not an option, man. I'm C.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, we out, bro. I appreciate you. We're nothing without you.
Yeah, love.
Pulling up, shut it down when I'm pulling up.